Welcome to my new video on SoulRise. They said a single dollar couldn't change a life, but Jaden proved the world wrong. Because when the world gave him nothing, he turned that nothing into everything. And this is the story of a poor boy with holes in his shoes, fire in his soul, and a dream louder than his hunger. A boy who didn't wait for luck, didn't blame anyone, and didn't beg for miracles. Because he knew deep down that sometimes all you need is a reason to fight. And for him, that reason was simple. He wanted to change his life, and maybe even change the world. So every morning, while others still slept, Jaden was out in the streets collecting plastic bottles, shining shoes, and saving every single coin, while at night, he sat under broken streetlights, reading crumpled books, watching videos on cracked phones, and teaching himself everything about business leadership and success. Because while his body was poor, his mind was rich, and he knew that the greatest currency in the world wasn't money, it was mindset. So with just $1 saved, Jaden bought a pack of candy, not to eat, but to sell. And when he doubled it the next day, he knew he had found his start. And soon, he wasn't just selling candy. He was studying people, learning what they liked, what made them smile, and how to make them feel seen. Because Jaden understood something powerful. People don't buy from stores. They buy from stories. And he made sure his story made people believe. Believe in effort, in change, in rising from nothing. And as his candy sales grew, so did his confidence. And he moved to snacks, drinks, even mobile repairs, working 16-hour days, skipping meals, and putting every rupee back into his growing hustle. And finally, with a heart full of hope and pockets full of coins, he opened a small street cart, painted it himself, named it Jaden's Corner, and greeted every customer with gratitude and fire. And soon that cart became a local legend, because Jaden didn't just sell snacks. He sold energy, respect, and raw ambition, and people lined up, not just for food, but to feel inspired. And when that cart became a shop, and that shop became 3, investors started to notice, asking, "Who is this kid who built a business with just $1? And the answer was simple. He was the kid who never gave up, who believed one day of effort could change a lifetime, who made mistakes but never made excuses. And when he stood on a stage years later, now the CEO of a global brand, he looked out at the crowd and said, "I didn't grow up with money, but I grew up with fire, and fire burns through fear." And the audience clapped with tears in their eyes, because Jaden had become more than a boy with a dream. He was now a symbol of what is possible. And he used his success not to show off, but to lift others, building shelters for the homeless, schools for the forgotten, and training centers for street kids who just needed someone to believe in them. And he always reminded them, "I had $1, but I used it like it was worth $1 million. And while his company grew across countries, Jaden never changed, still walking the same streets where he once sold candy, still helping kids find books like he once did, and still whispering to himself at night, "You're not done yet," because he knew greatness isn't a finish line, it's a mindset. And even when people called him a millionaire, he smiled, because he never cared about titles. He cared about impact, about being the proof that you don't need riches to rise, just the guts to keep going. And his story is now shared in classrooms, on podcasts, and across millions of screens, as a reminder that $1, one vision, and one unstoppable soul can build empires, and change lives, and make history. And even when he's gone one day, his legacy will whisper through every street cart, every library, and every broken kid with a burning dream. Don't wait. Start now. Even if all you have is $1, because in the end, Jaden didn't just build a company. He built a movement, a message, a memory that will outlive time itself. Thanks for watching.